Diaspora moms, come closer. Let's talk. Did you go to church today? Did you take your children to church today? Let me give you reasons why you need to create a culture around going to service. Now, why I say it's a culture is, you may say, oh, we attend service online. I do devotion with my children at home. That's why we're not going into service. I feed them the word. That's great. That's awesome. Please, by all means, do that, because charity begins at home. But remember, I said it's a culture that you need to cultivate and create, and you have to be intentional about it, because here, unlike back home where the children go to school and they hear the word of God, in church, they hear the word of God, in the bus, they hear the word of God, someone is doing early morning cry at home, somehow you're going to get in the word of God anyway. Here, there's no such thing. You only hear the word of God when you turn on the TV or when you go into service. Now, what that will do for your child is knowing that every Sunday we intentionally get ready and go to church. It stays in their mind. A lot of us that were born in Christian homes and then eventually went on to, fully dedicate our lives to Christ, got this because we knew that, there was that culture of praying, going to service, going for Bible study, going for Sunday school, all those things. You would think that nothing. It did so much. You may want to take in the footsteps of your parents, or even much better, because with our parents, they had people around them that helped train us. In this case, you're the only one training your children. And there's so much in society that you don't want to be joking with your children. Take your children to church. Oh, the church, they don't really teach. It's not gym. They don't sing praise and worship. Rubbish. Get into service. It may be boring, quote unquote. But what it does for your children is that they understand that culture is there. And you continue to build and develop it. And when you say, oh, it's boring, it's this one. How about you? Are you not the firebrand Christian back home in Nigeria? How about you bring that firebrand into service here? Bring it here. Be who you are, join in the family and give of you. Give that service that you already have. And again, your being in church could also be an encouragement to somebody else. Most churches here where you go, you probably see that there are old people in church, there are no young persons. Imagine what you, as a young family, coming to service would do for an older couple. It will remind them of their children who maybe have left the kingdom, and they'll begin to pray for them again, saying, if this young family can be coming to church, my son can still find a way back to church, my daughter can still find a way back to church, or, your neighbors could even be like, oh, let's get back into church. And this is not to say, oh, culture of just going to church and not building my life. I'm saying that culture is good. You want to keep at it. You want to continue it. Kudos to you if you've been doing it. And if you've not been doing it, this is a wake-up call. Go to church. Go to church next Sunday and keep going to church. I love you. Happy Sunday.